grow a new type of flower in their garden every year. Yes? I'm telling it again, that is in floriculture industry, that is every people, they wanted to grow a new type of flower in their garden every year. So now you should know what is the new type of flower. First thing you know, that is, I think all of you have seen different types of colored flower. So it may be red, it may be white, pink and yellow. Okay, but blue color flower is very much rare. Yes or no? So all the people, they wanted to grow, say, different types of the blue colored rose in their garden, or a different shape and size of flower in their garden. Got the point or not? That means though the blue color is very much rare in the nature, so people always like to grow a different type, different color of flower in their garden. Say for example, the blue color rose. So nowadays, through the genetic engineering, the blue color rose already it have been developed. But it is rare in India and also in Assam, and it is also very high in the price. Okay. Secondly, you know, say, I think you have seen, say, some of the marigold and say chrysanthemum and anthurium. All these are present in our orchard. Say, people also very much crazy to see the green color flower. Have you seen green color flower? No, na? So you see, that is, there is one green color variety in chrysanthemum is there. That is, the whole flower is green in color. And the name of that flower variety is your green goddess. Green goddess. The variety name is the green goddess, and it is found chrysanthemum. Secondly, have you visited in our orchard, that is our anthuriums? Have you seen? Your practicals will be there, so you will see the anthurium. So you know the anthuriums, in case of anthurium, they are generally red in color, pink and white, but the flowers are generally known as spat. It is the modified leaf, spat. It is known as spat in case of anthurium. And in case of anthurium also, there is green color varieties are there. So people like to grow a different type of color or shape and size in their garden. Okay. So for that reason, you know, there is tremendous scope in the floriculture industry. Again, how? That means you see, in case of rose, in case of gladiolas, in case of say your chrysanthemum, there are thousands cultivar are there. So one can select from those cultivar and they can grow in their garden. Okay, but not. The people are crazy for their different types of color, different types of shape. So every year there is a tremendous scope for development of different hybrid varieties. Hybrid varieties, it may be your blue color, it may be green color, or that means different types of varieties required. So for this reason, actually there is tremendous scope. That means we can go for development of new types of new hybrid in the floriculture industry. And nowadays, for that reason, there is tremendous scope. Next, I want to give you another example. Say for example, in case of vegetable. So all of you know, when we are going for the purchasing of the vegetable, say your tomato, so when we go to the market, we will pick up the red color. Yes or no? Suppose by hybridization or some by genetic engineering, say instead of red color, it may be say purple color, one tomato is there. So people will not buy it. No? People will, oh no, we want only red color. So because these things we generally edible things. So when these edible things are there, it is very difficult to change the color or other thing. So but in the flower, these are not edible. They are only used for the aesthetic sense and the beautification and all. So if there is any difference, people like it. Okay. So for that reason, there is tremendous scope for development of floriculture industry in India as well as in Assam. That means throughout the world, this thing is going on. Okay. Next one, say scope. In case of scope, we can, I will discuss in these three headings. One is conservation, then domestication, then introduction. So first one is conservation. When we say conservation, that is our country is rich in number of ornamental plants, and what are those ornamental plants? Number one, orchid. So all of you know, this is our Rhinchostylis retusa, no? In the last class also I told you, that is in Assamese we call it kopoful, and in English name of this is the foxtail orchid. Foxtail orchid, English name is the foxtail orchid, okay? And it is Rhinchostylis retusa. And you know, this Rhinchostylis retusa, it is declared as the state flower of Assam. Okay, got it? Note it down, because this thing will come in your quiz and also in midterm. Though quiz is abolished now, that means the 30% is there in the quiz, in the midterm and the end term, so it will come in the quiz part. That is, it is Rhinchostylis retusa, and which is commonly known as foxtail orchid, and Assamese name is kopoful, and it is declared as the state flower of Assam. Secondly, this is the rhododendron, another important flower, rhododendron, and this is camellia. Camellia, that is the tea family, tea, camellia. This is azalea, and this is lilium. This is lily, this one lily, this is azalea, okay, azalea, and this is camellia, and this one is the rhododendron. Okay, so these are the, according to this is orchid, rhododendron, camellia, azalea, and the lily. So all these 5 numbers of beautiful flower, these are the indigenous species of our India, and we can collect this in the wild form, and this will be a very good genetic material for development of the new hybrid or the new type. Okay, clear this point? First scope is clear? So here you see, and all this beauty, besides this, there are some beautiful flower, and this beautiful flower, these are also available in the northeastern part of the country. So you know, in Manipur, there is one lily, it is called Siroi lily. Okay, Siroi lily, where the importance of this flower is also very high. Secondly, Valley of the Kashmir. In the Valley of the Kashmir, there are also beautiful flowers are there, and also you know, that is the Valley of the flower, it is the foothills of UP, Valley of the flower. Now it is in the Uttarakhand, this Valley of the flower. That means when the people are going for the Badrinath and all, then this place is there. And you know, naturally, this Valley of the flower, you know, naturally, one patch of flower is red in color, one patch white in color, one patch pink, purple, like that. So it is known as Valley of the flower. So this can be collected in the wild form, then we can preserve this flower, and this will be a very good genetic material, and then we can go for the new improved varieties or the hybrid by utilizing this crop. That means which are present in the northeastern part. And you know, in the northeastern part, I think all of you know that our northeastern region, there are 800 different orchid species are available. Yes or no? 1300 species available in India, and out of these 1300 species, 800 species available in northeastern region. So that means our northeastern region is also rich in different types of orchid plants, and where the demand of these orchid plants is very high in the foreign countries. And along with the Siroi lily, some other liliums are also available in throughout this northeastern part, and also all this Valley of the Kashmir and Valley of the flower. And ultimately, it will be a very good genetic material for us. Then next point is your domestication. So domestication of wild plant with potential ornamental value is another way of improving the genetic wealth. And you know, that is the National Botanical Research Institute, NBRI. In short form, you can write down NBRI. NBRI, National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow, has done some commendable work on the acclimatization of Himalayan fern in the subtropical climate of Lucknow. You know, I think all of you know, in Himalayan region, the temperature goes below 0 degrees centigrade. Yes or no? So, this NBRI Lucknow, they have collected some of the Himalayan fern where the temperature goes below 0 degrees centigrade, and then they grown in the Lucknow where the climatic condition is a subtropical climate. So, it may be say like us, that is the winter is say up to 7 degrees centigrade and summer to 30 to 35 degrees. Whereas it was say in the Himalayan region 0 degrees centigrade. Okay. So, this is your domestication. That means how we can domesticate. Similarly, say Siroi lily in say your Manipur, this also can be collected and this can be go for the domestication. Then nowadays, you know, in throughout this Assam, there are 193 orchid species are there. Okay, so already we have collected some of the orchid species and we are growing it in our orchid house, in our orchard. That means we are also domesticated. We are also domesticated these orchids, and we have collected it from the Jaipur Reserve Forest. The forest is there in near say your Namrup, say your Naharkatia, Jaipur Reserve Forest. So we have collected it from the Jaipur Reserve Forest. Now we are cultivating in our orchard, that is our horticulture department, experimental farm, different types of orchids, and we are domesticating all these orchids from the jungle. Okay. Then next one is your introduction. So how we can introduce this crop? There are two ways of introduction of crop. One is your introduction of plants, maybe from the wild with potential ornamental value. There are two ways of introduction of the crop. One may be from wild, and another say from the abroad. That means we can introduce also from the abroad. One from the wild, another from the abroad. So, but they should have the potential ornamental value. Okay. So, this is the scope for enriching ornamental plants. What are those? I have already told you, that is orchids. Orchids we can collect it from the say different wild. I have already told you that Jaipur Reserve Forest. Then Manas Abhayaranya in say Manas Reserve Forest in say your Kamrup district, near Kamrup district. Then also Nambar Habi, that means near your Nambar jungle, Nambar Reserve Forest in your Golaghat area. All from this jungle, that means the reserve forest, we can collect this orchid. And in the northeastern region, say your Arunachal Pradesh, they also collected from different jungle, different places. Then also from the Meghalaya, Manipur, all these parts we can collect this orchid. Then lilium, I have already told you that regarding the Siroi lily in your, say your Manipur, from the wild. Then another one, say, I think all of you have seen Musanda. Okay, so Musanda philippica, and it was introduced from abroad. And the one variety, that is the double-bracted Musanda, it was introduced from Thailand. Okay, double-bracted Musanda, it was introduced from Thailand. Then also, you know, the Bougainvillea. I think you have seen Bougainvillea, and your theory class is also over. That is the Bougainvillea, one variety Mahara, and it was also introduced from the abroad. Okay, so these are the scope for development of floriculture industry in say India as well as in Assam. So we can discuss it in these three say different headings. So here you see, this is the gerbera, black center gerbera in our experimental farm, you know, in our experimental farm, and this is under the poly house. It is naturally ventilated poly house, and these are also introduced from abroad. These are the tissue culture variety, and these are collected in the tissue culture variety from the, say, it may be Netherlands or from others, and then we are cultivating it in our orchard. Okay, and this is the Black Center Gerbera, and in Black Center Gerbera there are different varieties named. This is your Fate. This variety is Fate. This variety is Batavia, and this variety is Antibes. And this is also introduced crop and introduced variety, and we are cultivating in our orchard, and it is one of the most important commercial flower. Okay, and the price of this flower in our orchard is 7 rupees, but if you go for the purchase in our Jorhat town, it is 12 to 15 rupees. And these are mainly used for making bouquet and also different arrangement. Then you see another one. This is, say, your chrysanthemum, okay? And chrysanthemum, it was also a introduced variety. It was also introduced crop, and it was originated in China. Then from the China, it was introduced to Japan via Korea. So it is also introduced crop, but nowadays there are more than 500 varieties are available in India, and this variety is your Carnival Pride. And here actually we have done one experiment. One of our PG students, he did it on the effect of NPK on growth and development. That means how much NPK we required for the Assam condition in the chrysanthemum. Okay, so this is also introduced, and this is done in the open condition, not in the say your poly house condition, the open condition. Next you come to the point, importance of floriculture. So when we say importance of floriculture, so flowers symbolize purity, beauty, peace, love and passion. Okay? So for each flower express one or more meaning, and this is given by according to the Japanese flower arranger. According to the Japanese flower arranger, each flower, they have different meaning. And in India, flowers have much greater significance for religious purpose. All of we know that all Hindus, they generally use this flower every morning for worship, and also in all other religions also flowers are mainly used in their different religious function. So the social function is incomplete without the use of flower. So in the last class also I have already told you that for, say, nowadays for the birthday parties we generally go with a beautiful bouquet. No. Then for the wedding ceremony also nowadays we are going with a beautiful bouquet. Then we have seen that for honoring dignitaries, when the dignitaries, our minister or say any dignitaries persons are coming to our university, so we generally honor them with a bouquet. Okay, so in every function we are generally use this flower, and we have seen that in every marriage ceremony, that means we are using flowers. And you know, in South India, every day they generally use the flower for adorning their hair. Every day use flower. Yes or no? Yeah. So the demand of flower is very high in the South India than us. No. That means every day we are using flower only for worship, but not for other. But in South India, every girl or every ladies, they generally use flower, garland, and it is known as veni, I think, veni, that is which is used for their decorating their veni and all. So they use flower every day, every morning, and it is also known as gajra for decorating their hair. Okay, so gajra, veni, and garland, these are generally used in South India every day, in every function they are using. And in our Christian people, they are generally use the flower, say during the Christmas, okay, Christmas. And you know, up to class 6, I was there in Ceylon. We are there in the Ceylon with my parents. So in our house, my father, he actually cultivated in the front side white chrysanthemum. And all the people, the Khasi lady, they generally used to come to our house during the Christmas. That means they want this white flower for, say, worship in their church and all. So like that, in every people, in every function, they use this flower. No. Nowadays, in the last time also I told you, nowadays different say, Father's Day, Mother's Day, then Valentine's Day, all these are there, no? So our LP student, they also prepare different bouquet with rose flower. And they have also collected this rose from our orchard. That is, rose are there in the orchard. The red color rose they like. So you see, in every occasion, every social functions, that is, flowers are generally used. In the last class also, I told you that now the flowers, they are competing with wine and chocolate. Okay, in worldwide, in the Switzerland, the maximum number of flower, that is the consumption is very high in the Switzerland, the flower consumption, and they are competing with chocolate and also with wine. Okay. Then, so income per unit area from the floriculture is much higher than any other branch of agriculture. So for that reason, that is, there is tremendous scope for flower cultivation. Okay, for that reason, actually it is increasing day by day. So here you see, this is a greenhouse. This is a greenhouse. Now you see one concept is coming out now, that is the multi-storied cropping system. Multi-storied cropping. You see, you please, all of you please look at this picture. This is in the ground level, one layer of flower. Then this is the second level where the begonias are there, and you see in the third level, that is from the upward to the downward, the whole polyhouse is using, that is the utilization of the space. Utilization of space. That means we are not utilizing only the ground floor. So suppose this is the room, so this is one layer, this may be second layer, third layer, fourth layer. That is layer after layer we are using, so that is the income from this one land area, it will be more. Okay, and so it is the retail greenhouse shows some of the diversity of the floricultural plant. So I want to tell you one thing, you know, that is, have you visited our orchid house in our orchard? Huh? You have visited? Okay. So I think in our orchard you have seen, that is orchids. These are the hybrid orchid Sonia. All of you note it down. What is that orchid? The main crop is our orchid-based multi-storied cropping system. The main crop is our hybrid orchid Sonia. S-O-N-I-A, Sonia. And you know, this Sonia, it is from the Dendrobium group. So our main crop in our orchid house, it is the hybrid orchid Sonia. Yes? All of you got the point or not? Okay. So, and this hybrid orchid Sonia, they are grown in some benches, 1 meter high benches. Do you remember now? Do you remember? Okay. So this Sonia, they are grown in 1 meter high benches. And they are grown in some, say your coconut husk block. Coconut husk block. The Sonia, in our experimental field, in our orchid house, we are growing in some coconut husk block. Coconut husk block, okay? Clear up to this point? Okay. Now you see, under these benches, the ground floor, we are covered with some medicinal and aromatic plant. Medicinal and aromatic plant. Okay, the whole ground is, we have covered with some medicinal and aromatic plant. It may be your Centella asiatica. Centella asiatica, it is in Assamese we call it manimuni. Centella asiatica, it is Assamese we call it manimuni. Then Brahmi, another one, Brahmi Bekopa moniri, this is Brahmi. And also we are, the lower ground, we are covered with some fern. Lower portion, we are covered with some fern. Okay, now in your mind there may be question, yes, medicinal and aromatic plant is okay. We are generally used for different purposes. But why this fern? Why the fern? So in your mind this may be one question. Yes or no? You know, these ferns are mainly used for making bouquet. Okay? And every day or every week, this type of ferns, they are supplied by Kolkata, from the Kolkata. And you know the price of 20 numbers of fern, that is the Boston fern. I think you have already identified this one, fern, in your practical classes. Okay, in the next class it will come, that is the foliage and flowering plant. So you know the 20 numbers of fern, it's rupees more than 25. So actually we wanted to give this message to our farmers that along with the different flower crops, if we can cultivate this fern, it is very easy. It requires steady area, and also we can grow it in any type of soil. So there will be cultivation of fern can be done. So if we can say cultivate this fern in Assam, then also instead of taking this fern from the say your Kolkata or Bangalore, we can supply it. So we are doing this, this is actually we are now doing in our orchard, so that we can give this message to our farmer that we can also cultivate this fern in our Assam condition. Secondly, you know, say for orchid, they require some shading percentage, shade requirement. That means orchids are not grown in, say, your open condition. If we grow it in the open condition in the sunlight, then there will be scorching of the leaf takes place, and ultimately it will affect in the flowering. So orchids are generally grown in 30 to 50% shading. For cultivation of orchid, it required 30 to 50% shading. 30 to 50% shading. Okay, so what? First one is our bands. In this bands, the hybrid orchid sonias are there. And the ground level, what? Aromatic and medicinal plant and different types of ferns are there. And also, in between the bands, we are cultivating ginger. Because ginger is also required shade. All of you, it is clear or not? In between the bands, there are small path, and in this path we are growing ginger. Okay, and there are some posts. That means for the poly house, there are some posts, and in this post we are cultivating there black pepper. Okay, black pepper. Then above this bands, there are some lines, there are some pipes are there, and in this pipe we are hanging with some indigenous orchid. One is your, say, Rhinchostylis retusa. Rhinchostylis retusa, that is kopo full. Rhinchostylis retusa, that is foxtail orchid. So in all this hanging line, that is in the upstairs, upstairs, that is in the hanging position, that is our Rhynchostylis retusa is there, and some of the dendrobiums are there. I have already given this dendrobium group. Dendrobium, here not group will come, some species of dendrobium will come, and this is Rhynchostylis species, and some Vanda species are there. Vanda, Akemphi, these are the species are there in our hanging position. Okay. That means you see in the ground level, that is our aromatic and medicinal plant, then the fern, and another flower is there which is used as a filler flower. And now one point, what do you mean by filler flower? Filler flower, F-I-L-L-E-R, filler flower. And the name of this filler flower is the golden rod. Golden rod. Okay, that means in between these branches, one is ginger is there, then the filler flower golden rod is there. Now I want to know from you, do you know what is filler flower? You don't know? You see, when we are preparing some bouquet, when we are preparing some flower arrangement, in between flower or in between flower and foliage, there may be some gap. There may be some gap. So I'll show you, you see. Suppose this is one bouquet. So this is the leaf, this is leaf, this is leaf. So this is flower, this is flower, this is flower. So in between these two leaves there is one gap, yes or no? And there is also gap. So to fill up this gap, some of the flowers are used, and one of these flowers is the golden rod. So you see, in your florist shop, all these golden rod, all these flowers, they are supplied from the Calcutta and Bangalore, and also Siliguri, also from the Siliguri. So this golden rod also we can also grow it in our Assam condition. Okay. So by this way, say 5 or 6 different components we have actually used for cultivation of the multi-storied cropping system in orchid. Okay, so you have seen here, this concept is also there in the foreign countries. This is also multi-storied cropping system of different flower crop. So we are also started with multi-storied cropping system, orchid-based multi-storied cropping system. Then next you come to the point, area under flower crop. That day also I told you, I think 191 lakh hectare, and this is data from the EPIDA 11-12. This is 11-12, and in Assam it is 2,000 hectare, and in Marigold it is 1,500 hectare. In Anthurium 1.5 hectare, that is 17 unit. In orchid 2.5 hectare, that is 3 units. No, not 3, it is 30 unit, 30. In orchid, it is 2.5 hectare and it is 30 unit, 30 unit. And you know, in Assam, there are 193 species of orchids there. Or you can write down that 185 to 193 orchid species are available in Assam. Available in Assam. Okay? 185 to 193. Then next one you see, Netherlands is the biggest exporter of the flower in the world. In all the floral items, what are those floral items? Cut flower, live plants. This is not live, L-I-V-E, live plants. Live plants. Then bulbs and tubers. and it is say 63.4% in case of Netherlands. Then Germany is the biggest consumer and importer of cut flower. Germany is the biggest consumer and importer of cut flowers. And Italy is the biggest exporter of cut foliage. Italy is the biggest exporter of the cut foliage. Italy. Then Thailand is the biggest exporter of Dendrobium orchid. Thailand, it is the biggest exporter of Dendrobium orchid. You know? So the next important thing is this. The name of the place is the Aalsmeer. Aalsmeer at Netherlands is the leading flower auction market in the world. You know, Aalsmeer at Netherlands. Aalsmeer at Netherlands, it is the leading flower auction market in the world. And Agrisco of Israel, it is the another market agency for Asian market. Agrisco, it is for the Asian market, Agrisco. And the Aalsmeer in the Netherlands, this is for the world auction market, the leading flower auction market in the world, Aalsmeer. And Agrisco is it. The next one is your economic product of rose. That day I told you that what do you mean by economic product? Say when we can earn money from any flower crop, or say when we can go for the export purposes so that we can earn money, this is called economic product. Okay, economic product. So in case of economic product, say first you come to the point rose. So we know that from the rose we are generally preparing attar, or which is also known as rose otto, O-T-T-O, rose otto. Okay. So, and also we are preparing rose water, then gulkan, and gulkan is used as a tonic and laxative, and also we are using say pankhuri, which is also used in different purposes. So all this say product, these are generally produced from these two species. But those rose we are generally using nowadays for bouquet making, or say for in the market those roses are available, they are not used for production of this product. And what are those species? One is the Rosa damascena. Rosa damascena, another one is Rosa bourboniana. Rosa damascena and Rosa bourboniana, and in which place they are generally grown, these two species, Kannauj, Jaunpur and Gazipur in the UP. Then you come to the point, that is the economic product of jasmine. So extraction of oil for perfumery industry, and 1 ton of jasmine flower to yield about 3 kg of concentrate, and which sell at rupees 15,000 to 20,000 per kg. Okay, that is say these economic essential oils, they are generally used in say your soap industry, oil industry, and preparation of say your essence, and also they are also used for preparation of incense sticks. Okay, then economic product of different flower, which is also known as potpourri. Potpourri. What is potpourri? First you should know what is potpourri. It is a mixture of dried, sweet-scented plant parts, including flowers, leaves, seed, stem, and root. Okay? First you come to the point, what is potpourri? Potpourri is a mixture of dried, sweet-scented plant parts, including flowers, leaf, seed, stem, and root, And to fix the aroma, some fixatives are used to fix the aroma. And what are those fixatives? These are the orris root. Orris root means this is the root of iris plant. So all of you note it down, orris root, that is it is root of iris plant, and another one is the patchouli, this is also aromatic plant. So now you tell me, have you seen potpourri or have you used this potpourri? Anybody, if you are using potpourri, you can raise your hands. Potpourri, have you seen? Anybody? So you know, in Assam also, in Jorhat nowadays these potpourris are available. Where it is available? In which market? In which one? Which shop? So it is available now in our Soham. One is a Soham, where some of the this type of your dried sweet scented plant parts, this is plant parts are generally, they are put in a very beautiful pack that is made of the packet may be made of different beautiful clothes and all other, and if you put it in your room, so it gives the aroma. Okay, so it is known as potpourri. Nowadays the demand of this potpourri is very high. Then next you come to the point, commercial flower of India. So which are the commercial flower of India? So all of you know, I think, rose. Rose is the commercial flower of India. Secondly, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum is also one of the most important commercial flower. Then third one is the gerbera. Then gladiolus. Gladiolus, you have already seen gerbera in the photograph. We are actually cultivating this gerbera here. Then also gladiolus, we are also cultivating gladiolus in our orchard experimental farm. Then the tuberose, that is, the tuberose are now blooming in our orchard, blooming condition there. If you go to our field, then you can see the tuberose. What was the today's practical, this week practical? The preparation of chrysanthemum cutting, I think. No. So chrysanthemum, we generally prepare the cuttings and also we cultivate here. Then marigold, I think marigold you have seen there. So we know, I think all of you know that marigold can be cultivated only in the winter season. But there are some varieties are there. So with the selection of those variety, the marigold also can be cultivated in the summer season. So what is the name of that variety which is generally used for summer season cultivation of marigold? The name of the variety of the marigold, you note it down, Seracule, S-E-R-A-C-O-L-E. S-E-R-A-C-O-L-E, Seracule. Okay, Seracule. So what is the, if there is question, that is name one summer season marigold variety. So it is your Seracule. Seracule variety which can be grown very easily and very, that means the production is also very high. You know that in Assam, you know that where the temperature is very high, say your rainfall is very high, humidity is very high. So it is very difficult to grow any other marigold during the summer season. What is the reason? That is, marigold is a short day plant. So when it is a short day plant, it required, say, short days and the long nights, and which is available in the winter season. But this variety Seracule, it is a day neutral variety. It is a day neutral variety, and for that reason the Seracule, this can be grown in the summer season, and the flowers are very good for making garland. Because marigold are mainly used for making garland, and where the price is also very high. Now we are cultivating in our Titabar area. They are also supplying this garland to Jorhat market and Dibrugarh market. That is, our farmers are there. Then we are trying to develop one model floriculture village in Titabar area. and the name of that village is the Hilika Honaton. And in that Hilika Honaton, we are growing this flower cultivation, doing this flower cultivation, and where the summer marigold is also going on, and they are now supplying to Jorhat and the Dibrugarh market. Okay. Then next one is the anthurium. So anthurium we are also cultivating in our shade net houses. So in next classes I think you will get it, you will see it. And anthuriums are now it is exported from the Mizoram. The climatic condition of Mizoram is very suitable for anthurium cultivation, and it is exported from the Mizoram. And 2000 say or 9-10 it was also exported from the Assam, from the Hajo area of the Kamrup district. Okay. Then orchid, I have already told you regarding this orchid, and also jasmine. Now you come to the point that is greenhouse rose variety. Have you seen our rose in our orchard? Okay. So the rose which are grown in the outside, the variety of rose which are grown in the open condition, this is completely separate with the greenhouse rose. So name of the variety is the first red, Grand Gala Nobles. Okay. Then next you see promising chrysanthemum variety for the international market. And this variety we are actually growing in India and also in Assam, our orchard. This is the Snowball, Snowdon White and Sonar Bangla. Then chrysanthemum variety developed by IIHR, that is Indian Institute of Horticultural Research. And what are those? Ravi Kiran and Red Gold. Then chrysanthemum variety developed by NBRI, National Botanical Research Institute. This is Guldasta and Suhag Singar. Then the rose variety developed by IARI, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, Raktagandha and Arjun. And these are the variety, they are generally exported from India and developed by IARI. Okay, these are developed by IARI, New Delhi. So there may be say, all of you should know what is IIHR, what is IARI, what is NBRI. Okay, so this type of quiz will be there in your exam. Okay. Then gladiolus variety developed by IARI, Mayur and Punam, and tuberose variety developed by IIHR, that is Subhasini and Sringar. And you know the tuberose now which in our blooming condition in our orchard, and they are double variety, and it is the Subhasini. If in the next class when I think Monday or Tuesday, I think you have got Monday B section, B group, and the Tuesday A group. So all of you, when you are going for the practical classes, you go and visit this our field, that is the say your tuberose, where the tuberose is cultivated in the front side, and that double variety is Subhasini and the single variety is Sringar. Double is Subhasini. Okay, so you note it down, double is Subhasini and the Sringar is single. And all these two are the hybrid variety. Hybrid variety developed by IIHR. Then you come to the point, strategies for development of floriculture in India, floriculture development. What are the strategies? So from here, no need to write all these things. I will tell you, you write those. Huh? One is the genetic conservation, exploration and characterization. First one you write down. First one, number one is okay. Then number two, awareness about new technology. Awareness about new technology. Then number three, strengthening infrastructure. Strengthening infrastructure. Then you come to the point number 5, quality planting material. quality planting material. Then number 7, ensuring high productivity and high-tech cultivation. High productivity and high-tech cultivation. Just now I have shown you the picture of high-tech cultivation regarding gerbera and also the multi-storied cropping, and where the polyhouse cultivation or the greenhouse cultivation is there. So number 7, ensuring high productivity, high-tech cultivation. Then post-harvest management. Number 8, post-harvest management. Then number 9, product diversification. That means, what do you mean by product diversification? So some of the flower you have cultivated, and after cultivating this flower, you are using some bouquet, you are preparing some bouquet, you are preparing say garland, and also used for car decoration, panel decoration, all this is product diversification. Then developing auction houses. Then area expansion and diversification. Then here you see development of satellite nurseries by unemployed youth. Development of satellite nurseries by unemployed youth. What do you mean by this? See, nowadays there are some nurseries, and these nurseries, they supply their product through internet. I think all of you know that there are some Flipkart.com, then say your Jabong, like that all these things are there. So in case of nursery, there are also Nursery Live, Nursery.com, these things are there. So we can order them in the internet, and through this internet, they supply the product to our home delivery. They are giving the home delivery, cash and delivery. Home delivery is going on not only in our clothes and other things or the books, but it is also coming to our live plants, then seedling. In all these cases, the cash and delivery and the home delivery is there. Okay, that is your satellite nurseries. Then it is going on actually, enriching the role of women. It is going on. That is an 15 number, that is encouraging the self-help group, then database information, then increase budgetary support, and lastly, we have to go for exhibition, shows, and demonstration. So nowadays, we are giving demonstration of the flower cultivation in all the different areas of Assam, say in the Tinsukia district, Kamrup district, Dibrugarh district, Jorhat district, and all these districts we are actually demonstrating of the flower cultivation, so that the farmers can learn from these things and they can go for the commercial purposes. So the limitation or drawback in establishing the floriculture industry in India. What are the limitations? So you see why I am giving these things, because in your say your lesson plan, these things are there. So in the end term, it will be again 70 marks, 30-70. So it will come from the outside. So you should know. So what are the limitations or the drawbacks in establishing the flower industry in India? Number 1, business of flower is in the hand of illiterate people. Okay? That means all the flower vendors, nowadays only few people are coming, that means the educated few people are coming in the flower market, flower business. But otherwise, that is, they are generally in some illiterate people. Then lack of aesthetic sense, and they don't have the aesthetic sense. Then flower markets are unorganized. Flower markets are unorganized. And the cut flower and the live plants are highly perishable. I think all of you know what is perishable. That means they deteriorate their life within a short time. they are highly perishable. Flowers, cut flowers and the live plants, they are highly perishable. Then next one is the poor production, both from the point of view quality and quantity. So now we have to give emphasis on the high yielding varieties, and also we should go for the higher production so that we can supply, and we can also give emphasis on the quality flower production. Because there is competition, and when there is competition in our local market, national market and the international market, and always in the market people will go for the good quality planting material, good quality cut flower, all the good quality it is required. So we should go for the quality planting material. And then the lack of quality planting material. And here in Assam, that means the lack of quality planting material is, there is lack of quality planting material. For that reason, actually, we have to go for development of high quality planting material by tissue culture or by any other means, that is what are the different the demonstration program are there. So we should go like this so that we can produce quality planting material.